we've just lost the wonderful Waltzing Matilda Centre. But the spirit of Waltzing Matilda is still here. The spirit of Waltzing Matilda is still strong in Winton. The ghost of Waltzing Matilda is still very strong here because the story of Waltzing Matilda came out of this area. And yes, we captured part of that in the Waltzing Matilda Centre until it went up in fire. But it's here still in Winton and worth coming out to have a look and capture that spirit.
The whole story of Waltzing Matilda and Banjo Patterson, it's part of the whole makeup of the community. It's one of the reasons we're here. It's one of the things that separate Winton from every other bush town in Australia. You know, it has a heritage. A lot of museums are built because it's a good idea to get people to come here. The Winton community built that because it celebrates where they came from.
Butch Linton, Mayor of Winton Shire Council. I was in Brisbane and Ros, my wife, rang me when it started and said there's a fairly big fire down the main street and I think it may be the Waltzing Matilda Centre.
I got a call, I guess it was about 2:30. I was just about to tell them to bugger off because it was 2:30 in the morning. Thought it was one of my drunk mates, but it was Gerard, the engineer at the council, had called to say that the Waltzing Matilda Centre was on fire. Didn't register with me. I got my camera and went down there and it was like a war zone. It was massive. And the big windmill at the front of the centre that's still there, it obviously rotates that way, but the whole top of it was turning. It was in this ball of fire. It was amazing. Amanda, who ran the kitchen, she was there with tears in her eyes. She'd worked at the centre in the kitchen and ran the kitchen and the cafe from day one. So I guess 20 years of her life was going up in flames in front of her.
My name's Mandy Grant. My role was manager of the cafe here for 17 years and 3 months. I got a phone call from Jenny. She's in charge of the bank. So she was called by security because the bank alarm kept going off saying multiple intruders. She got down here, seen the flames in the back of the building, then rang me. And she just said to me, "Don't come down, it's too sad." She said, "The centre's on fire." It had gone right through the art gallery and was coming up towards the kitchen. And within 10 minutes, the windows just exploded outwards.
As the drama unfolded during the morning, obviously the fire took hold and came ripping through the roof right through to the front and eventually destroyed the whole building. But the sense of community was very, very evident because during this fierce firefight, there were locals that turned up in their PJs and tracky dacks and backed up the fireys.
There was only 5 fireys, so everyone grabbed a hose or they were pulling things, helping things, running water to the fireys, changing gas over. Whoever came in the male line, a couple of females, all jumped in to help.
People just came in and literally, arms open saying, "How can I help?" And whatever needed to be done got done. It was quite amazing. As I said, from hanging onto a hose to moving something from somewhere to right at the end where people were making us sandwiches and coffee, and it was great. It really was. It was very sad to lose such a wonderful, inspirational piece of memorabilia for the town. But in doing it, it was an amazing show of character by so many people in the town coming together and helping out.
We've lost a lot. We've lost the art gallery in its entirety. We've lost the bank. We've lost the visitor information centre. We've lost the shop. We've lost the Legends room. We've lost the cafe. Our greatest fear was not our local material that the Historical Society owned, actually. We were just fearful of what had been lost in the fire that belonged to the families, that in trust they had lent to us. Already, a week out from the fire, we've been inundated with the goodwill of Australians.
It was a huge blow to everybody to lose the Waltzing Matilda Centre. And but I think the thing to stress is that this is going to be rebuilt. That's the easy bit. And then we're going to have to replace the art and the artefacts that were here.
but it's just one you thought wouldn't happen, you know, but unfortunately it does. And as we know, when fire gets hold of something like that, it takes a workplace away. There was a number of people out of work and a lot of young casuals that were out of work, and the great thing about it, a lot of the local businesses took a number of them casuals and give them employment.
Yeah, a lot of memories, a lot of good ones, a couple of bad. I outseen 7 managers, so yeah, it's very hard. It's like a baby, you've lost something. So yeah, meant a lot to me. Yeah.
Campfire billabong, under the shade of a coolabah tree, sang as he watched and waited till his billy boiled. You come a waltzing Matilda with me, waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda. You come
As with droughts and flooding rain, it will take more than a fire to break the spirit of Waltzing Matilda in Winton. The ghost of Waltzing Matilda will always be most strongly heard in the Winton area because it came from this land. It came from the Winton people, the waterholes, the animals. The ghost of Waltzing Matilda will live on in Australia and in Winton despite the fire.
Campfire billabong, under the shade of a coolabah tree, sang as he watched and waited till his billy boiled. You come a waltzing Matilda with me, waltzing Matilda, Matilda, my darling. You come a waltzing Matilda with me, waltzing Matilda with me.